William Samoei Ruto, who is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya and the Deputy Party Leader of Jubilee Party, yesterday officially endorsed Margaret Wanjiru for the Nairobi gubernatorial by-elections. Margaret Wanjiru is contesting under the newly formed United Democratic Alliance Party. Jubilee Party, in which William Samoei Ruto is the Deputy Party Leader, is yet to conduct their primaries. Two candidates are expected to square out in Jubilee Party. That is Dennis Waweru and Agnes Kagure. The move by the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto, in my considered opinion, is meant to achieve one main political objective. William Ruto is taking the fight right to the doorsteps of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Because as the Deputy President is the principal assistant to the President, and as the Deputy Party Leader, he is supposed to be the Deputy Party Leader of Jubilee Party. But here the Deputy President is saying, I'm going to support this candidate and not this candidate. Remember, the Constitution is very clear that you can't advance the interest of another political party in this country. But the Deputy President is now taking the war right to the doorsteps of President Uhuru Kenyatta. In this video today, I want us to look at why I strongly believe that Margaret Wanjiru might actually surprise President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. I want to be very brief because later on, I want to do an in-depth analysis of William Samoei Ruto's answer to President Uhuru Kenyatta over the dynasty versus hustlers and the tribal dominance in our politics, in which two tribes are controlling, have produced the president of the Republic of Kenya for 58 years. So I want to be very brief. Margaret Wanjiru is not new in Nairobi politics. Margaret Wanjiru was first elected as a member of parliament for Starehe on ODM ticket. And after that, Margaret Wanjiru was appointed as assistant minister for housing. So Margaret Wanjiru is not new. Remember, Starehe is predominantly Kikuyu. So for Margaret Wanjiru to win, he had to come to the ODM party, then use Harun network, which is the church, and then win. So why am I saying that Margaret Wanjiru's entry into this race complicate matters for Raila Odinga and for President Uhuru Kenyatta? Number one is the church. I want you guys to be rest assured that beginning today or yesterday, moving forward, William Samoei Ruto will spend 80% of his church services nowhere else but in Nairobi. William Ruto, and I did a comprehensive video about that in 2019, I think, early, that William Ruto has a game plan with the church. In this country, the easiest people to manipulate are the church. You can't manipulate Muslims, but the church you can easily manipulate. You can penetrate the church. So William Ruto realized weaknesses in the church, and he has manipulated the church, in my view, politically speaking, to the best of his ability. But Margaret Wanjiru is a church person. So when you come to Nairobi, apart from William Ruto's influence amongst the church, what is going to happen is that in Nairobi, Margaret Wanjiru has her own church. I don't know the number, but in Starehe, I'm sure the church helped her. So Margaret Wanjiru has a church, and that church is not small. And being a bishop, I'm sure fellow bishops are likely to support it. So the impact or the effect of the church in this particular election is going to be felt. The leadership of the church would want to have one of their own as the governor for Nairobi. So that will be one of the platform they're likely to use. Remember, in 2005 or 10, during the yes and no campaigns, Margaret Wanjiru, there's one thing which is going to really hurt her. She was one of those vocal leaders against the Kadhi courts. And I was reading an article in one of the blogs this week, and I realized that Muslims have started raising that issue. But the church is going to really help Margaret Wanjiru. So these guys must be very careful. Number two is the politics of money in this country. If you talk to older people, they will tell you that in their days, politics was never about money. In fact, the amount of money you had never influenced your politics. But politics in this country has now been commercialized. Why? Because people elect people. You elect a senator, you elect a member of parliament, you elect an MCA, you elect a governor. Once they are elected, they disappear. So a new generation of voters are saying, we are not going to do that. What we are going to do is, we take your money, then we vote for you. There are people who still take money, but don't vote. But there are people now who take money and they vote for you. So money is going to be a big factor in Nairobi. William Samoei Ruto has mastered the art of using money in politics. And the other day, I explained to you guys the two universities where William Ruto learned, the University of Raila Odinga and Moi University. He learned the power of money. I want to assure you that the kind of money William Ruto is going to pump into this Margaret Wanjiru campaign, even the government itself will shake. In Kibra, he tried that. But remember, Kibra, he was entering into Kibra knowing so well that Kibra was an ODM zone. Now he's going into Nairobi knowing so well that Nairobi is not an ODM zone per se. So he's going to pump a lot of money in that campaign. And Margaret Wanjiru, being a bishop and a woman, is also likely to get a lot of funding from outside. The only thing I know which might work against Margaret Wanjiru is the fact that Kenyans might start questioning the source of this money. But if you ask those who are deeply in politics, they'll tell you that the church in Kenya is currently being used to sanitize some money. So those money are going to be pumped into this campaign. So Uhuru and Raila must be prepared. Number three is the anti-building bridges initiative propaganda. There's a lot and serious propaganda against the Building Bridges Initiative, the BBI. And for those who watch YouTube and Facebook, I'm sure at one point or the other, you might have come across this ad running, the propaganda advertisement running against the Building Bridges Initiative process. There are people who believe that it's not the right time to push or spend money on BBI. And BBI might not be very popular. It can be popular outside there. But in central Kenya, it's not very popular. Irungu Kangata wrote a letter. And of course, general agreement is that central Kenya has not really embraced the handshake. So they've refused to embrace the handshake. They've refused to embrace the Building Bridges Initiative process. Now, these are the kind of people Margaret Wanjiru is going to target. The Kikuyus in Nairobi. Are Kikuyus supporting the BBI? No. So if they're not supporting the BBI, it means it's going to be easy for these guys to sell candidate Margaret Wanjiru using anti-BBI propaganda. Number four is the Mike Sonko factor. Mike Sonko finished himself. And I was on record on this platform that President Uhuru Kenyatta, in my considered opinion, never intended to kick out Mike Sonko. But Mike Sonko is gone. Number one, Mike Sonko is a Kamba. So Kambas are still very bitter with President Uhuru Kenyatta. So the candidate who is going to replace Sonko, they might oppose, which means they're likely to support Margaret Wanjiru. So that's number one. Number two, Sonko himself is a street politician. He understands politics. Mike Sonko has his own constituency there. That's why in Nairobi, he got more votes than President Uhuru Kenyatta. He got more votes than even Raila Odinga in Nairobi. So Mike Sonko, in his own right, has a constituency. The poor in the slums is very popular. Mike Sonko's support was cutting across. And there are people who are going to be sympathetic. They feel that Sonko was humiliated. Sonko ought not to have gone home. So these people, automatically, they are going to transfer the votes to Margaret Wanjiru, assuming the Jubilee Party is going to nominate either Dennis Waweru or Agnes Kagure. So Mike Sonko's sympathy is also going to play a role here. Remember, Sonko is also coming to this campaign to revenge. Mike Sonko, in one of the interviews, he said he has how many vehicles? 1,000? I think 1,000 title deeds, I don't know, 600 vehicles or 2,000 title deeds and 1,000 vehicles. Those trailers, those water bowsers, those V8s, those Benz, if Sonko will donate them to Margaret Wanjiru, rest assured that Sonko factor is going to be serious. So Uhuru and Raila must be very careful. Number 5 is the Kikuyu rebellion. Kikuyus are rebelling against President Uhuru Kenyatta. And for the first time, I saw President Uhuru Kenyatta responding to these people, warning them that is yamenyeshewa tu, but it's still there. But Kikuyu factor is going to play a role. Because Dennis Waweru or Agnes Kagure will not have any difficulty. Because if you have Kambas, if you have Luos and lawyers supporting you through Raila Odinga, then you are safe. You only need half of the Kikuyus. But Kikuyus are rebelling against President Uhuru Kenyatta. They are rebelling against Raila Odinga. Are they going to go there and vote for another Kikuyu candidate in the name of Dennis Waweru? Or are they going to rebel? And if they are going to rebel, where are they going to cast the vote? They are going to cast their votes for Margaret Wanjiru. So Uhuru Kenyatta, the only advantage they have is that in Nairobi, the handshake brigade there, led by Minor Commander Babu Owino, led by Anthony Oluoch, led by these Nairobi MPs, they are very serious, especially the ones supporting handshake. So at least they can help. And lastly, why these guys should be worried is that Kenyans are very bitter today. Kenyans in this country are very bitter. They are very bitter with themselves. In fact, you should just blame Kenyans for themselves. They're very bitter. You meet a Kenyan in the streets, they'll tell you how President Uhuru Kenyatta has failed. And the same fella voted for Uhuru Kenyatta 3 times. The same fella will tell you that, you see here, the president has failed, but William Ruto can do better. Then you ask yourself, a package, these guys came as a package. There's no way you can separate Uhuru and Ruto in terms of progress. And for example, I just want to take you yesterday, during the event in Kayole. Every speaker was like, the president has not worked. When the DP stood up, he was explaining several things, including one of the items they've used so much against the government. You remember when the government evicted people to give space for sewer line. The deputy president was using that sewer line as a campaign tool in Kayole. His allies were mobilizing their people against that because they felt these guys ought not to have been kicked out. Let me hear your thoughts as you wait for the next video. And by the way, what's your thought on William Ruto's response to President Uhuru Kenyatta? I want to hear your thought on that. And if you're watching this video for the first time, please take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Bye-bye.